Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I'm hoping you're always doing well as I always do under these very, very difficult circumstances. This is episode 14, 14 shows every day for the last 2 weeks from Sunday week. So thank you very much for everybody that's been sticking around over the last couple of weeks. So let's go have a look to shout out to people in the chat. Logan, hello mate, good to see you. Nick, hello, good to see you. Rick, good evening. I will mod you to finish the video. Please do, mate, along with anybody else that Nick as well. Please keep an eye out for the attention seekers. Robert, hello mate, good to see you. Bobby, hope you're doing all right. And Mark says, good evening. Mark Kerslake, good. Nice to see you back, both of you, for that matter as well, for that, So, guys, I want to say thanks you very much to Rick for the birthday card. Thank you very, very much, mate. It means a lot. And it's nice to know that you're my number one fan. With correct grammar as well for a change, mate. You must have used spell check. But all jokes aside, thank you very, very much for that. I really, really do. Another Mark English. Good evening, mate. Hope you're doing all right. JGM. Good afternoon, JP and everyone else. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Good afternoon to you. It's been a while since you've been around. Kieran James Devaney, morning from Brisbane, or Brisbane, I should say. Welcome. Nick's happy birthday, mate. It's tomorrow. You obviously haven't been paying attention. But, yeah, and Ian, hello, mate. Good evening. And it's tomorrow because it's the anniversary of the final game at the Bowling, and the day I was born, which was the FA Cup final win over Arsenal in the 1980 FA Cup. Now, unfortunately, guys, for those that are over the age of 30, under the age of 30, I should say, it was horrible to read earlier today that the legend, and I do mean legend, this man was absolutely incredible, a real inspiration for everybody in the music industry from the mid-50s onwards. Little Richard, an absolutely superb, unbelievably talented musician and performer and everything else. He's sadly passed away today at the age of 87. So this is for Little Richard. My condolences and sorry to see your passing. Now for those who don't know him, he was the man that wrote Long Tall Sally, that was covered by the Beatles in the mid-60s. He wrote Hound Dog originally, which Elvis Presley's well known for. He wrote and sang Lucille, Babyface. Even Jimi Hendrix was a guitarist for him before he went solo. And it was, even LeVar Burton played Little Richard in a TV movie about the life of Jimi Hendrix back in, I think it's the mid to late 80s. So yeah, really, really sad to see him go. Really sad to see him go. Sophie Ann says, evening, mate. Hello, mate. JGM 39 and 2 halves, not 40. That's what I said to myself when I hit that milestone. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it because, obviously it's a time of reflection when you're about to hit a new decade. And I've been reflecting a lot, unfortunately, the last few days, and it's not been good. But talking to you guys every night has been an absolute pleasure. It really has. It's really perked me up. Sofian, rest in peace to Little Richard. Sofian, never heard of him, to be honest. Sorry. Yeah, understandable, mate. You were a kid. Len says, hey, wow, Little Richard died. He was a legend. My favourite of the early rock and roll musicians. 100%, mate. Totally agreed. And Bob says the same thing. Such a shame. A talented performer. Darren, yes, technically yes, over there, but at the moment, no, it's not here yet. So happy birthday. But thank you, mate. Cheers. But yeah, it was a really sad thing to see. But the flip side of things, guys, we are 5 away from 1,540 subscribers. It's taken 6 weeks to try and smash that 1530s count. So thank you very much. A couple of other people subscribed after last night. So thank you very, very much. Your support means a lot. Unfortunately, guys, today's conversation is gonna because obviously it's a Q&A. Ask me any questions. Ask me any questions you want. But the majority of this conversation is going to be about Project Lockdown. Project Restart, I should say, because guys, trust me, it's coming. It really, really is coming. There's a lot of reports coming out today and a little bit last night as well. After we went live, after we finished going live, I should say. Sophie says, "What are you drinking tomorrow?" I'm going to continue on these Strongbow dark fruits. And have some ciders and the usual Strongbows as well, for that matter. So I'm going to try and get nicely drunk out in the sunshine. So I'm warning you now. Okay, you got 24 hours notice. I may be a little bit more enthusiastic and kind of Geo-esque with the next video tomorrow night, but it's my birthday. Fuck it. But yeah, guys, I say 4 years ago today was the last ever game at the bowling ground. It was. I was talking. Sophie and I were talking about it earlier today, and it's a bit of a heartbreaker that it's been 4 years already. It really, really has. As I say, that was my 36th birthday, and it's the most nervous I've ever been on my birthday. I've never been any nervous since, but that was the only day that I was really, really bricking it. For obvious reasons. Robert says that means tomorrow's show is going to be amazing. Mate, to be honest with you, I'm not really that much different when I'm pissed, to be fair. I'm not all that much different. I just slow my words a bit more. That's all it is. But yeah, I'm terrible reading when I've had a drink. I really am bad. Mark says, what a match that was. Agreed, 100%. Ian says, what are your plans for tomorrow? As I said, mate, drinking in the sunshine. I was going to do a live watch along of the 1980 FA Cup final, but I was actually thinking after we talked about it yesterday, as I say, that's going to go on the Patreon account. I'm going to do live watch alongs for the 1964, the 75, the 80, and the 2006 finals. And if I can find some decent copies as well, I'm going to try and do the one for the playoff against Blackpool as well. I'm really going to try and do that. So if anyone asks a good point, 4 years on, what have we done? What progress? They tell me we have, well, not you specifically, tell us everybody, but yeah, narcissist. They tell me that we have to move on because of progress. I see money, profit. That's all they care about. GSB out. Yeah, well, that's all the Premier League care about as well. For that. That's what anybody in football cares about, unfortunately. Which we'll come on to in a minute. But as I said, unfortunately, the majority of this conversation is going to be about Project Restart, because there's going to be an announcement from the government tomorrow. I've got a horrible feeling that the government are going to confirm that sport is going to recommence behind closed doors at neutral grounds when it comes to the football. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Claret and Hugh have confirmed earlier today. I've read it a lot today, actually. I'm not really a big fan of that website, but I have read it a lot today. And they have confirmed that it's actually coming from the government that it has to be played behind neutral ground doors. Now, we all kind of knew this anyway, but it was shocking to read it nonetheless. Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Brighton, Norwich, Watford, Southampton, Sheffield United, and West Ham are all opposed to the neutral grounds. But as I said, it goes against the democracy that has been put in place for the Premier League, because if there's more than 6 people voting to no, they can't move that motion over. And as a result of it, several top 6 clubs, along with Premier League executives, are said to be privately speaking to the rebels on a one-to-one basis and try and divide and conquer. So basically, they put it in layman's terms that they're going to try and sway people's opinions. And that's the thing. So if I've obviously just answered what you were talking about, so nice try. Going along with that, this is basically what Sofiane's talking about. Former Hammers chief, CEO Scott Duxbury, who's now at Watford, declared in the Times, "I, of course, absolutely accept we cannot have supporters in the stadium. That goes without saying in the present situation. However, we are now told we cannot play our remaining home games at Vicarage Road, and the familiarity and advantage that brings. This is against a backdrop of players who, having seen their lives turned upside down with the rest of the world, are suddenly expected to perform as if nothing has ever happened, despite the rest of society probably still facing the kind of restrictions unenforceable on the pitch. So, yeah, guys, I 100% agree with him on this. It is ridiculous, but because it's information from the government, it's going to have to happen. And Kieran, quite rightly so as well, said, yeah, and the police have asked for it as well. Yes, they have. Well, they haven't asked for it. They agreed. They were opposed to it originally a couple of weeks ago, but the government have basically kneed them in the bollocks and said, no, you have to do it. We pay you. You are our employees. You have to do it, because they were massively opposed to it a week or so ago, and they slowly turned their decision on its head. Lena, hello, chick. How are you? Cancel the season. Yeah. Darren says, played without fans, it'd be like Sunday pub league of football. Yep, agreed. Did you see the Met Police tweet? Perhaps a packed full of people are lying in the sun, having wine and hanging out with friends. Embarrassing. Yes, it was at Hackney. The Hackney Police account did it. I hope each and every one of those people, and I tweeted them as well, I hope each and every person was fined for not following the government's instructions. I really, really do. Tomorrow's number 10 briefing is going to be very, very interesting, because obviously that's public knowledge now. And as a result of it, I really, really think the lockdown is going to go on for another 3 weeks, because at the end of the day, guys, it's been going on in Scotland. It's been extended for 3 weeks as well, as we talked about the other day. I think it was literally. Peter Jones says, evening. Hello, Pete. Good to see you. Mark says, one man dies because of football. It's corporate manslaughter. Agreed. It's probably not going to happen because, but I know what you mean, because they're in very, very fit conditions, and the majority, not everybody, but 95% of all the people that unfortunately have passed away from it have had underlying health issues, unfortunately. Nick's wife says, do you honestly think we will stay up? I do. Now, Gio's done a very good video this morning about this. And again, Sophie and I were talking about this earlier, because there's an article from The Athletic, which is a very, very good company, saying that on the points per game basis, taking into consideration the points we've taken at home and the points we've taken from away games, we get relegated. Now, what I have an issue with this is the fact that's not a fair way of doing it. Now, we talked about earlier, I think it was around about this time last week or early last week, when League One was suspended and they worked out the points per game taken into a bigger calculation. I honestly think that is the more fairer way of doing it, because to see how you were playing against each other in both games, and having the usual sort of, like having like half a point if you eat for each game if you draw and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a lot more fairer and more thoughtful than what the Athletic were doing. I say it's very possible that could happen if they do the points per game and then they do that calculation. But I would say that logic dictates that if we are going to have a points per game, it goes in the same way as the French league. Peter says, who's got the biggest influence over the government in power now? Sky and a Rupert Murdoch. I'm sure there's supposed to be at least one question mark in there somewhere. Well, Rupert Murdoch died long time ago. But yes, it's the government. It's the government bowing down to the football. It's all cyclical, unfortunately. JGM says, I think the Winter World Cup in 2022 is being overlooked in regards to restarting the rest of the season. Very, very good point. Not one person's mentioned that yet. Surely that's going to mess up the scheduling for the 21-22 season anyway. Yes, it will. Big time, because that'll have to be put back a year. And then the Euros 2 years after that will have to be put back a year, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's a very good point. I'm surprised nobody else has picked it up. I've thought about this a lot. Personally, what I would do is have an MLS style season. I know it's going to piss everybody off, but it's the only way to do it. It's just no football until we can get back into the grounds, which is estimated at least January at the earliest. So we do it that way. We start January to October, November, and that gives us plenty of time to have the Winter World Cup if and when it does actually happen in a year or so's time. You know, have a mid-season break, have the Euros. You know, there's loads of computations to try and think about it. It really is. Yeah. Sophie says there will be lawsuits galore if fans die from the virus whilst going to football. Yeah, it will, which is the whole point. It's all going to be behind closed doors, mate. Remember, it's maybe not a fair way of doing it, but it is what it is, mate. If we go down that way, I will have no complaints. We have been awful this season. We haven't. We've been normal. We've been normal West Ham this season. That's the worrying thing, but I know what you mean. Just play a five-a-side to finish it off. Yep. Leonard's idea, I still maintain. Leonard also says we didn't have our January players before. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, hon. Can you clarify that, please, Lenny? Sophie says play FIFA Street to finish it off. You never know, mate. Stranger things have happened. Sophie said I would null and void the season and just start the new season behind closed doors like normal in August, which I think is probably going to be but yeah, the neutral venue's coming. I agree with Gio. The neutral venue's coming. Excuse me. Behind closed doors are still 300 plus people. Agreed, because the TV companies alone send about 20 people. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so it's like because that's what the majority of the conversation is going to be. But setting aside for a little bit, a lot of teachers' unions, not just the TUC, but a lot of the education unions, I should say, have actually indicated they want some of the following guidelines to be set in stone. Said that. So it says safety and welfare. Sorry, my tongue. Safety and welfare of pupils and staff as the paramount principle. That's stage one. No increase in pupil numbers until full rollout of a national test and trace scheme. Basically, what the NHS are trying to do here. A national COVID-19 education task force. I hate that term. With government, unions, and education stakeholders to agree statutory guidance for safe reopening. 100% agree with that. Consideration of the specific needs of vulnerable students and families facing financial hardship. Additional resources for enhanced school cleaning, PPE, and risk assessments. That's going a little bit too far. Risk assessments, I get it, I understand, but it's not a good way of putting it. And local autonomy to close schools where testing indicates clusters of new COVID-19 cases. I agree with that. I can't tell you how much I agree with this. So see what you guys are saying. Let me know what your thoughts on that as well with the schools. I mean, do you feel that that's a good plan for the schools? Because there's schools in Wales, I think, aren't going to be reopening in June. If I remember right, they're not going to be reopening. And so I think that's just said till about the end of August, if I remember correctly. So let's see what's saying. Charlie Walsh, hello, mate. Rupert Murdoch was alive, did he? Or maybe I'm getting my people confused. West Ham English. Mark English says West Ham always did well in the Masters five-a-side before they pulled it. Darren says good idea, Sophie, and hopefully a fresh start in August. Nick says thoughts on Brady's comments about disinfecting the grass. She was taking the piss. She was being sarcastic. What she actually says is, "How do you disinfect grass?" That's the question, not the tagline on the Sun website. She actually said, "How do you disinfect grass?" Sophie says, "I don't want to go back to school." I can appreciate that, mate. Fo, hello, mate. Good to see you. Leonard says, "Well, why not this distance learning?" That's kind of hinted in there where it says about no increase in pupils until the full rollout of national test and trace scheme. But yeah, agreed. Definitely needs to happen. Sofian says, I think just cancel the school year, restart the school year, restart the year next school year. Have you not been studying, mate? In that case, by the sounds of it, our schools are closed until September in Northern Ireland. Cool. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News here. Still, well, who am I thinking of then? I can't remember. I'm thinking of. So yeah, let's say apologies. I got the people mixed up. Robert says schools in America depends on which state. Is a complete mess over here. Yeah, but unfortunately, Rob, it's always been that way. Guys, thanks. It has always been that way. Like with the different states over in Germany, they all regulate themselves, and it makes things very, very confusing. Sophia says, don't read Brady's comments. To be fair, don't listen to what she says or believes anything she says. Kieran James Devaney says Jimmy Page or Stevie Ray Vaughan, mate. If I was Charlie, I'd say brah. Fam, sorry, it's not that fam. It's not brah anymore, is it? It's fam. It's Jimmy Page. I love both of them equally. Fantastically talented musicians, but Jimmy heads it for me. Lennis, no one gets relegated to a low year. Sorted. Henry, hello, mate. I do know for a fact that PPA has been billed to some schools. Yeah, but they're making sure that is a checklist where it's done to all of them, not just the ones that already have it. Now, Sophie, I'm in Matric. Okie dokie. Right, there's a few little conversations there. Good point, Darren. Not every family stroke child can afford a computer for distance learning. Yep, that's true. That's very, very true, mate. That's a very, very good point. Very, very good point. Where are we? So what else? But yeah, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody that's watched yesterday's episode. It's done really, really well, and when I say really, really well, I do mean really well. It's had very quick growth, very, very quickly. Very, very quick growth. Very, very so thank you very much for that, guys. It's superb. I really, really appreciate everything that you guys have done. Let's say we've had this for 2 weeks so far, and it's been really, really good. Really enjoyed having our conversations. Now getting back to football. Now, for those that have been listening to, and I've said it quite a few times, for those that have been listening to the West Ham Way podcast and keeping an eye over what ex-WHU employee has been tweeting as well, they've been saying and Claret and Hugh again put an article on about it this morning when they did about it a few days back as well, about the fact that the transfer rumours are not true because there are no inquiries being made by the club. In actual fact, to quote Claret and Hugh's insider, most of the stuff you will read is either imagined, invented, or planted by agents worried sick at the prospect of earning next to nothing this summer, aka don't be so bloody gullible. Quite frankly, don't be so gullible. Mark English says, good presentation, JP. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. It's not easy doing this. It really isn't easy doing this. Mate, Sophie said, mate, I rewatched yesterday's stream from my 15 accounts. Hello, Gio. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing all right. No, you can ask me directly, mate. Don't have to refer to me in the third person. But no, I'm not yet. I'm about halfway through this tankard of Strong by Mind. In actual fact, I finished the can. So yeah, but no, not yet. Len says, by the way, time for a haircut for you. Nope. No, I did it. I trimmed it the other day, and here as well. Quick growth because you played the guitar. Thanks, mate. Where are we? Darren, what you doing? Clarence, you telling us not to believe that made up stuff? Man's got a cheek. Yeah, I know. But he was right, though. It's completely true. It's completely true. And I come on, and the reason why I wanted to say it, Gio, is an article that's been, I'm sure you're probably going to be talking about as well, for that matter. Where is it? Where did I see it earlier? Yeah, there's a newspaper article that is made out that Issa Diop wants to go to Spurs without a quote at all. Literally no quote from it whatsoever. So it's very, very highly questionable. It's been reported in loads of different newspaper websites, all referring to the same article. And I even read the French translation of the article. It doesn't say anything from anything close from it. I mean, Jose says as we know has mired him from ever since he was at Man United. So that rumor's been floating around for a long, long time. But yeah, I mean, obviously, likewise today we were reading that Nathan Holland wants to be sold for £1 million. I really doubt that. I seriously doubt that. I mean, if it is the case, then that's really worrying from one point of view. That we're gonna let one of our hot prospects go for such a little amount of money when everybody knows all clubs are going to be cash strapped next summer, or sorry, next season, I should say, this coming summer, whenever it's going to be. You know, that I really, really do hesitate on. I really do. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. And always, did you hear Bazcock has YouTube? Yes, he has. He's got a channel called Clout and Blue Army. I actually quite like it. It's a good channel. He's got some very, very good stuff on there. Gio's been on it. Marshy's been on it. I've had a few other people on it as well. It's a good channel. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the conversation that Gio had with Baz, especially about the Sunderland Till I Die program. That was a very, very good review of it. Nick says, mate, if you get to 1,600 followers, will you go bald? I can't go bald. I've got too many follicles. But no, I'm not going to shave it off, which is what you're asking. So Anderson Rice not on the move. No. They are saying that the only thing that I understand from it is the fact that they are open to sell. They are open to listen to offers for anybody, but Rice is price tag is way too high. Anderson is available for purchase because his wages are too high. That's the thing. So likewise with Yarmolenko, Wilshere, who else? Quite a few others. So that's the only thing. So a rumor is a rumor. Is like. It's very difficult to explain it as a West Ham supporter because, but it is a really stupid thing because just because they're looking for it doesn't mean he's linked to anybody or anything like that. So, Sofiane says Issa Diop will go. In my opinion, he's too good for us. I disagree. He's been very inconsistent this season. Very, very inconsistent. He's had his moments, but he's a good one. But yeah, I would sell Diop for around 50 million. Henry says Tottenham can't afford him. I agree with that, mate. Definitely agree with that. Martinez has the Walcott of West Ham rumor resurfaced. Yeah, no, not that I've seen, and neither has the Sturridge rumor either, for that matter. But keep your eyes peeled, Mark. Keep your eyes peeled. It may come up. Foshi's, I don't think he's too good at the moment, but he has a lot of potential. A lot of our juniors have a lot of potential, and I'm classing Diop in that. I saw the Holland news and was puzzled. Yeah, agreed. The chat's going a little bit too quickly. Let's just try and... Where are we? Ben says, evening. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing okay. By the way, John, is it just me? Yes, it is. Or when you're saying Ben Davis, it sounds like you're saying bend over. Mate, that's what you interpret is entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. It's Ben Davis, bend over. It's entirely up to you, sunshine. Zabaleta should save us some. Yes, because him and Sanchez are going no matter what. Obviously, because their contracts are running out. Mark, agree 100%. Oggy is our best centre back. So, just woke up from a coma. Have we got Carlos Bacca yet? Oh dear. Jess says you're getting tipsy. Possibly. I mean, I'm enjoying myself. That's for sure. Mate, I'm an old man tomorrow. Leave me alone. If he does go to Spurs after this pandemic is over, how much do you think we could get for him? That's again an interesting one. I reckon not that far off what Sofian's been saying, 50, 60 maybe. Well, that's what we should be trying to get for anyway. Walcott would be a great signing in 2006. In his prime, Walcott was a fine player. Yeah, all players in their prime were fine players, man. That's the problem. Half of it. That's Sanchez going, no. Yeah, I do like that. Posh easy, you keep him busy. I'm sure he is. Life begins at 40. It certainly should do, mate. I'm hoping it does because fuck all's happened like recently. How would you going to be? Apologies if I've already said. Yeah, Mark's already said it. It's literally Gio's. This is my second can because in terms of the second one you've just been asking. But yeah, because my birthday is the same day as the FA Cup final victory over Arsenal. I know a lot of people can't believe it, and you should have seen Baz's face when I told him that was a picture. It was a picture. But yeah. Kieran James says Arsenal. Arnie is back in London. That's my rumor. Agreed. I see the troll is back again. Death also begins at 40. Can do. Down the whole can in one go, and I'll tweet the video out. Put your Sporon on first, mate. Mbappe is coming to West Ham. I messaged him on Instagram telling him to come. He has to come now. Just a teaser, Gio. Just a teaser, because I ain't going to chug. Darren, it's not, mate, come on. We talked about this earlier. I don't think this is true. Sam Byram didn't have as much as potential as Nathan Holland. He really, really didn't. Yeah, pretty much, Mark. Yeah, we basically stopped winning trophies when I arrived. Yep. Henry says Roberto should be going. Agreed. Hopefully he will. Sorry to disappoint you, mate. John, who do you want us to sign in the summer or sell? I definitely want us to. I'm definitely not going to disagree with selling Anderson. Masuaku, I think we should be selling. Also, Barry's good to hear from you as well. Actually, that's about it really for the team. I'd keep pretty much everybody else. I really, really would. I mean, maybe Lanzini. I don't want to get rid of him, but his time's come. Unfortunately, there's a very, very good chance that we're going to sell a few juniors, but Holland definitely should not be in any shape or form. Lanzini. Sofian says, sell Anderson, keep Masuaku as a winger, please. Not a bad idea. It's not going to happen, Gio. It's not going to happen, Sunshine. It's not going to happen. Don't you bloody get involved in it, Junior. Okay. Now it's interesting to see that apparently 50 Premier League players, according to Clarence Hugh, are also opposed to Project Restart, which I don't disagree with in any shape or form. But guys, I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's really going to be difficult. I hope some of the clubs are going to say, right, okay, if you don't want to do it, then we will just pay you your basic wages and nothing else. I really reckon they should do that. I mean, guys, let me know what are your thoughts on the players that don't want to play for Project Restart. What would you do? Gio, this would be a good one for you to answer as well, mate. Leonard says we need flair players. If we buy anyone from June 1st, can they play this season? I doubt it, mate, because it's still going to be the end of the season, isn't it? I think that if the transfer window does go ahead, which it won't, if it does go ahead, it'll have to be at the end of the season. It's not going to automatically kick in because it's the right time of the year. Chug in the morning, you're going to chug in the morning. Damn fucking right, I'm chugging in the morning. I'm going to be chugging most of the day. I'm going to be Brahms and Liszt tomorrow. I'm hoping, because I should literally be flying out to Gran Canaria now. Me and my mate, we're going to go out for a week with an all-inclusive in the sun, drunk as monkeys, and it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. And a lot of people should be coming back from Old Trafford as well. Let's not forget we were supposed to be playing Man United away today, unfortunately. Dave, the chef, says, happy birthday for tomorrow, John. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Barry says we should sign Alfredo Morelos. Fair enough. Up to Clone Wars, getting there soon, hopefully. Oh, Clone Wars. Really disappointed with that program. Really, really was. After a couple of series of it. I had a family or old parents I wouldn't play. Fair enough, Len. Fair enough. Sophie says, I disagree, Leonard. We don't need flair players. We have enough. I can see arguments from both sides. I can't blame them. They are worried about their well-being. Will the PFA have a say in this restart? The PFA are probably bloody heading it. I guarantee you they're heading it. Mark Kerslake, any player not wanting to play gets the furlough $2,500 a month. Good shout. That, yeah, I don't see any reason why not. We would have got battered by United probably, but you never know. Do you think the FA Cup should be scrapped if they play it behind closed doors? I think they should finish it next season. I don't think they should play it. I think they should finish the league and the FA Cups. I think they should, because if you're gonna finish the season, why not finish the cups? But logic never goes anywhere. Meant to be the last day of the season next Sunday. Yeah, agreed. We're supposed to be having Villa at home. Mark says he follows Rangers. Morelos isn't good enough for the Premier League. Fair enough, Mark. If you watch it, fair enough. Let's hope that all 50 players should have been playing against us. Gio says I would play, but then again, I have been at work for weeks now. I don't blame any player who doesn't want to finish, doesn't wish to play, but strongly. Sophie says Morelos, I don't rate him. Fair enough. I meant next season, mate. Yeah, next season, scrap it. Absolutely scrap it. But strongly believe the players will have the safest environment possible in order to finish the season. Riskier to go to Tesco's than play in the Premier League mid-June, in my opinion. Yeah, agreed, mate. It is ridiculous going food shopping. It's absolutely terrible. It really, really is. Gary says, true, John, finish it all. Darren also says, can't blame the players, but people in other walks of life have no choice but to get back into work to put forward on the table. Yeah, but it's not. I know what you mean, Darren, but it's not relevant in this instance because it's about the people in that situation, not in the general situation. Fo says, has anyone seen the Leeds documentary on Amazon Prime? Damn, Swansea really screwed over Leeds regarding Daniel James. On another note, I think we should be signing Victor Orta as a director of football. Okie dokie. I haven't seen it. It is on my list of things to watch. John, apple juice or orange juice? Orange juice for me. Lennon says, actually, imagine if we were still in the FA Cup masterclass by West Ham United. We knew. I wouldn't go near Tesco. Yeah, I wouldn't go near. I don't like going anywhere of the supermarkets at the best of times. Not even bloody Waitrose or Sainsbury's. No, I can't stand any of them. Venus or Serena Williams? Dave, that's a good question. Depends in what context. You're saying about ability in playing. I'd say Serena. I think she's better. Len says, if key players for clubs don't want to play, would that be fair though, especially for clubs with not as many bench options? That's a good point, actually, Len. That's a very, very good point. Something says, apple juice is miles clear. That's your opinion. Joe says he's practically drinking blackcurrant juice but won't down it. Mate, it's too bloody fizzy for me to down it. I've never been good at doing that, unfortunately. But I do, but I do enjoy cider. Yes. Yeah, I know you do, mate. Yeah. The boats do Strongbow, if I remember right, didn't they? Daniel James definitely got the better end of the deal. Unbeaten over a month. That's a good point. Sophie's good point. Clutching at straws there, sunshine. That's a question for Gio. I hope Sanchez takes a stand and doesn't play. Well, I hope he takes a seat, to be fair. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I really do. Where are we? That's the other one. Gio enjoys iron brew. Question. One day, Ben, unsure which one as yet. Maybe Wednesday. That'd be cool. I submit I didn't watch the quiz one, unfortunately. So I'll have to go out and see if Charlie or Gonzo won it. Interesting to see what. I also think 5 subs is a farce. Yeah, I know what you mean, Len. Actually, yeah, that's a point. Why don't you ask Gio to come on live? Gio, if you're up for it, sunshine, do you fancy popping on? We'll have a conversation, proper conversation. As long as you're not sitting there in your pants. You want to come on, mate? Come on. I mean, why not? You're interacting enough, so you might as well come on if you want to come on, mate. Leonard says, wait, we're meant to be wearing pants. Well, pants in the UK is different to the one in the States, hun. You know that. JGMs, do you think referees will have to shove hand sanitizer down their shorts next to free kick foam when it restarts? A little bit of a random one there. Not tonight. It's not at the desk or that. We'll do another night. In other words, mate, you're sitting on the toilet, aren't you? Eh? You're sitting on the bog. Gio suddenly disappears almost. Doesn't watch my videos. Doesn't ask me to be on fuming. Charlie, come on, man. Charlie, you're welcome to come on, son, if you want to do. We can have a props off if you want. Oh, sorry, a waps off even. More than welcome. You guys, Charlie, Gio, everybody, anybody. You're always chat. You're always free to come on. If you want to come on, come on. Ben Davis says Charlie is the quiz master. Hashtag spoiler alert. Dave says Gio is in his kilt. Now, here's a question for you. It's been a decade. It's been a decade pretty much since Tony Carr's testimonial game. Under his leadership, who at West Ham has been your favourite graduate from the academy up to the senior squad? It'd be a good question for you guys. Kieran says, "Fair play to you doing this on your own. You'll be worn out by your birthday." I bloody won't. I won't. I'll be Strongbow sponsored. I'll tell you. Too late, John. I'm heartbroken. Okay, so answers coming in thick and fast, which is cool. Joe Cole for Sofian. Len says Rio. Same with Gio for Joe Cole. Ben Davis says Rio. Gary says Noble. Mark says Joe Cole. Fo says Joe Cole as well. Ben Davis, not Lampard. I'll take. Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for narrowing it down. I know you said Rio just now, but thanks for narrowing it down. I nearly cried when Joe left for the first time. Yeah. Lampard is the best. Carrick is my favourite. Yeah. Do you know what? It is a real toss-up between Lampard and Noble for me. It really is. I love Joey. I love Rio and Anton. Carrick as well, for that matter. Terry technically isn't, because he didn't make it into this. He was pinched by Chelsea while he was still at the youth level, so he didn't actually graduate. Sofian says Cole is the best, but Noble's my favourite. Yeah, I see that. Noble for Rick. Where are we? Dave says has to be Joe Cole for me. I remember him signing on the pitch on an old school desk. I forgot about that, actually. Leonard says Defoe doesn't count, I guess. Reason I said Noble was because he stayed at the club. Fair enough, Gary, but other than Noble, who else? But just out of everybody, literally everybody, Collinson, Tompkins, Freddie Sears, technically Junior Stanislas, all those guys as well, for that matter. Henry says Rio. Fair enough. Interesting that we had the conversation a couple of days ago about Sean Dyche, and that conversation's been doing the rounds on Twitter, I've noticed recently. I do think Joe Cole, he comes up to the cinema sometimes. We do chat sometimes. Cool, that's good. Neil, because I think if I remember correctly, no, that's Defoe. Defoe lives in the same village that I do, as does what's his name now? I know obviously Andy Carroll used to, but I can't remember his name. The other bloke that started the West Ham way, not Dave, the other geezer. I can't remember his name now. I hate myself for saying that, but he lives around here as well, for that matter. Sean Dyche, Worm Eater. Leonard says which Johnson, Ben Johnson or Glenn Johnson? I'm guessing you mean Glenn. Kieran, I didn't realise Harry Kane played for Millwall against us, mate. He went on loan to so many teams before he settled himself in. Gary says Bobby Moore. I don't think he's a Tony Carr graduate somehow, mate. They're roughly about the same sort of age, or would have been, I think. JP lives in a village. Fancy? It's not that fancy, mate. It's called a village because it's too small to be a town, so it's too big to be a hamlet, so it's a village, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Glenn, as I thought. Kev. I'm more busy now before there's a lockdown. That doesn't make any sense, Junior, mate. Defoe I've seen and Carrick I've seen there. Sweet. Okay. Now this also came up recently on Claret and Hugh, I think it was. Allardyce was given the option. No, sorry, Hammers News, I should say. Allardyce was given the option of signing Sadio Mane for £10 million back in 2014 from Red Bull Salzburg. according to the Daily Mail. So he might not be 100% accurate. But if it is true, how do you reckon he would have got on with us in those days? I mean, so 2014, we would have had Alex Song, Sadio Mane. Sounds like a good setup to me. So what do you guys think? How do you think he would have settled in? I mean, obviously, this is completely hypothetical. But how do you think this would have gone? And while you guys are thinking on that, just want to reiterate to everybody that the actual unsubscribe count has gone up. It's gone up to 68% now. And we've had over 4,000. Was it 4,200? I think. Let me just double check the notes here. But we've had a lot of people watch these videos over the last few days. Over the last 4 weeks, I should say. Where are we? Yeah, 4,700 odd views. We've had a couple of more people signed up, which is good. I always love that. But guys, if you do like what you're seeing here, then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button as well. This is this is the largest amount of people we've had live, as it stands at the minute since we started doing. I started doing this 2 weeks tomorrow. But yeah, so yeah, if you like the channel, hit the subscribe button. 68% of you guys aren't subscribed, so go on, crack on. Guys, if you want the live gig with those 3 guitars over in the corner there, we've got to get to 1,600 first. Good work, keep up the good work. Cheers, Gio. Not signing off just yet, mate, but yeah, thanks. Sofian says, imagine Mane in our system under Big Sam. He probably would have played Jarvis, Downing and Carroll. Leonard says, we also tried to get Neymar. Well, he was offered to us. Yeah, he was definitely offered to us. Fo says the same thing. We could have signed Neymar. Also, John from Santos. Henry says he saw Trevor Sinclair in his local pub. Sweet. Johnny, he is. He's living up in the village, downing dark fruits like there's no tomorrow. What a life to lead. Mate, I've got fuck all else to do at the weekends. Nothing else to do. Neil says, oh, by the way, my birthday's 8 weeks away, but happy birthday for some hours away. Cheers, mate. And I'll make a note of that it's 8 weeks away. So hopefully we get that one on there. Has anyone heard about the cups? They are going to be finished as well. New season will start in October when we're allowed back. We'll know more tomorrow. Gary, I haven't heard that. If anybody else has heard that, by all means, please do let us know. Sofian says we could have signed Messi, I heard. Sofian says, yeah, fair point. We could have signed anyone in the world football. Nick makes a very good point. Neymar and Mane as our wingers and Payet in the attacking midfielder. Could have happened. That would have been funny. I've been drinking all day and yesterday and tomorrow. Good, fair play to you, son. Fair play to you. Neil, yeah, they've been going to try and finish all the cups in late August, I think. Fair enough. So I think it's 9 end of July. Sweet. I'll try and remember that. Happy birthday. Thanks. It's for tomorrow. I got you the same thing you got me, different colour though. He would have been a flop and we would have sold him to Southampton. Sofian says, is alcohol even nice? It doesn't smell nice in my opinion. Fair enough. It is really nice, mate. But unfortunately, as a Muslim, you're never going to be able to try it. Well, you shouldn't be trying it. Anyway. Vernon, hello, mate. Late to the party. Imagine Payet and Mane. Yeah, we literally just been talking about that. Yeah. Len says, have you seen the Bands FC thing? If so, what's your favourite one? I haven't, to be honest with you, but I will have a look at it and I will give you my answer tomorrow. Definitely. But this will be one for Gio. was it a couple of days ago, mate? I don't know if you actually got to watch it or not. Oh, another subscriber. Thanks. 4 away from another song coming. The couple of days ago, we finally got back to 1530 subscribers, and I got to I sang Whatever. So didn't sound perfect, but that's because the audio processor of this of this one. But yeah, so here we go. Ryan Archer, happy birthday. See, the picture's different. Yeah, picture's completely different. Happy birthday tomorrow, JP. Thanks, mate. Keep up the good work. Cheers, fella. Yeah, because I messaged Ryan yesterday because about that fake Ryan Archer with a very, very old photograph of him, so I knew it wasn't his. Mark says, to be fair, it doesn't taste too good. Well, it does. Well, it depends on what you drink, I suppose. Sophie Ann says, Ribena or Robinsons? Robinsons, because Ribena I just don't like for some random reason. Len says, sounds good. It's the guy from Gorillaz and Blur turns football teams' logos into bands' logos. That sounds cool. Because obviously Iron Maiden released a new set of football shirts for their album based on their album artwork, which is absolutely brilliant. Tom, hello guys. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Tom, if we get another 4 subscribers in the next 4 minutes, you'll hear me sing. You'll probably hear me sing this time. So always has that photo of him in the bowling. Agreed, he does. Anyone catch the K-League start up with the crowd noise pumped into the empty stadium? No. And Ryan says, evening everyone, I hope you're all safe and well. We are, mate, and I hope you and your family are as well, mate. Ryan was... Is that the famous Len in the chat? As in Canning Town Len, Gary? I don't think so, mate. I don't think it is. It's just a Len. Sophie says, Ryan Archer for Prime Minister. Can't argue with that. Depends on the flavour. I like Robinson's mint and lime. It tastes like a mojito. Might have to check that one out. Tottenham play crowd noises through the speakers all the time. Apparently, so did we when we first moved to the stadium, but that was soon got crushed, didn't it? Little bromance going on, which is cool. All right, guys, we'll pretty much wrap it up there. Thank you very much for everybody for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you tonight even. And tomorrow, I will be another year older, celebrating, obviously, the 40th anniversary of the FA Cup win and my 40th birthday, and also 4 years since the end of the bowling. So, guys, it should be an interesting conversation. Just before we go, just going to answer this last one. Have you ever tried biltong? I don't know if you get it in England. Yes, we do. I have tried it, and it's very, very nice. I don't mind it, actually. It's a little bit tough sometimes, but I quite like it. It's a nice little snack to munch on. Cheers again, John. You're welcome, mate. I think you will just be another day older. Well, to be honest, yes, I will be. I mean, because if you compare yourself to this time last year, I'm a year older than I was this time last year. JGM says, thanks, JP. Happy birthday. Cheers, fella. Ryan, top man. Likewise, mate. Always enjoyed hearing from you and talking to you. Bye, John. Take care. If you aren't doing a stream tomorrow, happy birthday. I will be doing a stream. I said it every single evening until we get back to normal, whatever normal is going to be. So, well, at least when I can able to start getting back to work anyway. Ryan Archer, happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Dave, I'm not 50, I'm 40. So enough of that. You've already said that twice already. Robert says, great show, JP. Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. Also appreciate it. Happy birthday. Keep up the great work. Gary, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Vernon says, what conversation I was having with AJ recently. 30-30s equals naughty 40s. Hopefully, it'll be the fornicating 40s for me, but you never know. And Kieran says, happy 40th, mate. Thank you very much, guys. Well, as I say, thank you very much for your time. It's been absolutely great to talk to you as always. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow evening at 6:30 again. All the best now.